Well, hello, all my salty snickerdoodles. Welcome to another episode of Whatcha Packin. We are here with Plain Jane. Plain Jane, top 3.
That's right.
How are you feeling?
It feels surreal.
Why am I yelling?
Are you excited?
I'm so excited.
Is it that time of day?
Yes.
Yeah, it feels incredible. You know, I never thought in my wildest dreams that I would be here. You know, even like, 6 years ago, I had no idea where I would be.
What happened 6 years ago?
That's a good question.
Okay.
I was like fresh out of high school and I was, planning on going to college, but I kind of was a little miserable and I had no like sense of direction or, what to do with my life. It was like a little bit of a downhill spiral for me that year because my grandma was very sick, passed away unfortunately of ovarian cancer.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. It was definitely very, very sad and hard for myself and the family, but I was kind of in a very rough spot. I dropped out of school, but I was, addicted to Drag Race up until that point. And I was like, you know what, I want to try drag. I really want to do this. I think it's going to make me happy. So, I took a chance on love and I started with makeup. Because I was always obsessed with like the girls who just had amazing beats on Drag Race. My first face love was actually Raven.
It's a great one.
I bought like this cheap clown set of makeup.
Sounds perfect.
And I sat in my room for a year, practicing my makeup. And then I finally got the courage and the, materials to leave the house and enter the drag scene, the local drag scene. And once I came out, I kind of looked around and I was like, I feel like I'm at a point where I kind of look better than all these bitches already.
Okay, and look who won the Makeover challenge.
I guess I did, who would have thunk? I was pleasantly surprised there. I wasn't necessarily expecting to win. I just wanted Lazy Susan for her to feel her fantasy.
She had her moment.
She did. I would say, Nymphia likes to say Lazy Susan won the Makeover challenge for me, and I wouldn't disagree. I think Lazy Susan killed it out there.
You created Lazy Susan.
But you know what, absolutely. I will take credit.
Credit goes where credit's due.
Right.
What did your mother think of all this craziness?
Well, I hid it from my mother at first, both of my parents in fact, until I actually started going out in drag, which at that point it was impossible to hide. She would hear the clomping around of the high heels.
And that ass you can't hide.
Well, believe it or not, Michelle, when I first came out, I was not padded.
What?
Yeah, I was really inspired by, the girls, the new wave girls like Naomi Smalls at the time, who can really pull off that look because she just has an amazing, frame. I felt like I was, that model-esque type figure where I could just, shave my legs and go out there with no pads.
Not many can.
Right.
A lot do, but not many should.
Absolutely, I would have to agree with you there.
Yes.
So for me, my sort of proportions work out in a way where I'm very broad up here, which I, realized fairly quickly. One of my friends who had been doing drag gifted me my first set of pads, and it kind of changed my life.
I was gonna ask you about that because you are so good at your body. How do you get them so perfect every time?
Oh, thank you. Oh my gosh.
They are.
That's high praise from you because I know you pay attention to like every single detail.
Every lump, every bump.
There's a girl in Boston, shout out to you, Camille Yen, love you. She has this insane patented pad making technique where she does a little raindrops dip scoop on the butt cheek, as opposed to those pads. I mean, I'm sure you're aware of
the
Africa shape. What she does is she dips it like this and creates a little ass cheek. And it's perfectly proportioned to your body.
Well,
awesome,
if the
baby.
queens hear that, I can't tell them enough to run to Camille Yen.
Oh my God, Camille, you're gonna hear a little moment.
And get those pads.
Absolutely.
You're standing back there waiting to go into the workroom for the first time. How did you prepare? What's going through your mind?
First of all, my corset is tied so tight, I can barely breathe.
Perfect.
I'm kind of sweating and, feeling the brownie gurgles, as I like to call them,
100%.
in my stomach. And just kind of a nerve-wracking experience, but I tried to go in there and put on my brave face and just serve. I love the word because it perfectly describes, what I serve. And so I gave them my little entrance line, and then I turned and I saw the rest of the girls, and in my mind, I said, wow, you were really sweating backstage for no reason. You had nothing to be worried about, sweetheart.
Oh, Plain Jane. You came out of the box, burger finger, strong, at the top so many times. So much fun to see everything that you did. Are you happy? I mean, you're standing here in the final 3.
I couldn't be happier with how things went. I am part of the generation of queens that, a big part of why I do drag is because of the show. I would otherwise have had no really access to drag coming from where I come from, just having parents that are both scientists and, going to school and,
Are you first generation?
I am first generation.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So my parents are Russian.
Yes.
And, in no universe would they have ever wanted their son to be a drag queen. It's hard to get rid of some of those cultural, stigmas.
Of course.
Russian culture is extremely homophobic. So, even though my parents are very intelligent people, very loving and accepting, it was hard for me to initially come out because I would hear comments all the time from my dad, from family friends, that would sort of be homophobic and, not very conducive to me feeling comfortable. But I'm not asking for my parents to be obsessed with drag. All I can ask for my parents is exactly what they have provided me with, which is unconditional love and support, regardless
all
of
you
what I
need.
do. Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
100%.
In Snatch Game, you chose a very fun character, which this whole time I thought was made up, and I thought, how smart is Plain? Making up a Serbian pop star to be this kooky character, come to find out, she's not made up. She's real.
She is. That's the most bizarre part about her. She is real.
Yelena Karliusha.
Yes.
How did you find her?
Okay, well, Wendy Williams actually did a little spot on Yelena Karliusha back in the day because she kind of came out of the woodwork saying that Kim Kardashian and Beyonce and Lady Gaga were copying her. I ended up looking her up on Instagram to discover that she's just kind of this crazy Slavic MILF bimbo.
Love.
And I was immediately obsessed because I feel like that's very my drag character.
It is very you.
And I just love people with like a diluted sense of self-confidence,
Yes.
where what they're doing isn't really visually that sickening, but they believe that it is, and it makes you believe that they are sickening.
Described all of Instagram.
Right, exactly.
So let's talk about your fashions that aren't just bodysuits. Let's
Right.
talk about this gorgeous one that you wore. Do you design all of it? How much of it do you make?
My drag is, a collaboration a lot of the times. I have a friend of mine back home, Big Atlas. She is a creative partner of mine. She styles my wigs and I kind of make the garments. So we worked on this Warbler piece, this bodice piece together, and then Utica actually made the flowy fan-like, skirt and cape and the fan prop as well.
Utica is so talented.
Extremely.
I agree.
Unbelievable.
This Boston moment was so epic in so many ways, and we don't have a lot of Boston queens. So you have to know a real Boston fan to appreciate this look.
Right.
And I just thought it was so very that and so well done and
you.
so funny and absurd because your ass was sticking out of the shorts, which was perfect. Ooh, this was your Cher. This was your Bob Mackie inspired piece. Wow, was this like when you knew we were doing that runway? Is that what you went right to?
It's what I went right to because it's a famous piece,
Yes.
and I knew that I would probably be able to execute it exactly to the T. I've been obsessed with this Cher look for quite some time, so I wanted to recreate it. It's one of my favorite looks that I wore on that runway.
I've been obsessed with them my entire life. I'm adopted, so when I was younger, I used to sit there and fantasize that Cher was my biological mother. She'd come out in the outfits every night and then the nails, like that's all I ever wanted to be. So I totally 100% relate to having them stuck in your mind. And if you're given that challenge, you'd be like, oh, I know exactly what I'm doing, exactly what I'm doing. And you can't go wrong with anything, Mackie, that's for sure.
course.
Plain Jane, you are just a superstar.
Thank you, Michelle.
I think you are so talented and so fun and so beautiful and funny. I want you to not take life too seriously. I want you to enjoy the ride because you're through the stratosphere now. You're gonna be all over Booked and Blessed. No, it's true. And I can't wait to watch.
Michelle,
I'm serious.
kind words. You've been clocking me all season. This is so refreshing to hear.
Listen, I'm just doing my job, and here we are face to face, and it's a joy to talk to you and get to know you as a human. The future lies ahead.
It certainly does.
And a lot of future for you, sweetheart.
Oh, thank you.
See you out there on the road.
See you out there.
I can't wait. Thank you for joining me for another episode of Whatcha Packin. I'll see you next time. You are earning your keep. This is what happens when I get stuff for free.
Free 99.
Free 99. Should I just take it off?
No.
It's not holding anything up.
It's holding up the entire production is what it's
Oh,
holding up.
okay. All right. You know where to go for the mecca of gay. It's right here, and you know that's right. So make sure you click to subscribe so you never miss a thing.